Once upon a time, in the most colorful and cheerful little town, where bows, ribbons, and sparkles filled the air, there stood the most delightful place you could imagine, a magical pet hotel run by Minnie Mouse and Daisy Duck, called Minnie's Bow-Toons Pet Hotel. But today wasn't just any ordinary day. Oh no, something very special, very funny, and very surprising was about to happen, and you won't believe it until you watch till the very end. Because this story has giggles, surprises, and a twist that will make you laugh out loud. So stay tuned and don't go anywhere, because in just a moment, you're going to meet the fanciest little Pooch in town who thinks she's too fancy to play. But maybe, just maybe, Minnie and Daisy will teach her a very important lesson about friendship, fun, and being yourself. And before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to Giggle-Toons, because more magical adventures like this are waiting just for you. And you don't want to miss even a single giggle. Now, let's dive into the story. The sun was shining. The boughs on the windows of the pet hotel were sparkling, and Minnie was busy fluffing up pink pillows while Daisy was arranging shiny water bowls. They both loved their little pet hotel because every day brought a new furry friend with a new adventure. Just as they finished decorating a new sparkly bow-shaped bed, they heard the jingling sound of a golden leash outside the door. Minnie peeked out the window and gasped, "Oh, Daisy, look who's here." Daisy tilted her head and smiled. "Oh my, that's Fifi LaFancy, the fanciest Pooch in the whole town." Fifi LaFancy was not just any dog. She was a perfectly groomed, fluffy little poodle with a sparkling tiara on her head, a shiny bow on her tail, and even tiny glittery shoes on her paws. She strutted into the hotel with her nose in the air as though she owned the place. Minnie and Daisy greeted her with big smiles. "Welcome to our pet hotel, Fifi. We've been expecting you," Minnie said in her sweet voice. Fifi sniffed the air and replied, "Well, I do hope everything is fabulous enough for me. I only stay at the most glamorous places, you know." Daisy chuckled softly. "Don't worry, sweetheart. You'll love it here." Minnie showed Fifi her special pink bow-shaped bed, her golden food dish, and even a heart-shaped mirror where she could admire herself. Fifi wagged her tail politely, but didn't seem too impressed. Yes, very nice," she said. "But I hope none of those playful dogs try to mess up my fur. I do not play. I am far too fancy for that." Minnie and Daisy exchanged a look. They both knew that playing was one of the most important parts of being happy, especially for pets. But they didn't say anything just yet. Instead, Minnie offered Fifi a bowl of delicious treats shaped like tiny bows. Fifi sniffed them delicately and said, acceptable. Soon, the other pets arrived at the hotel. There was Bella the bouncing puppy who loved to chase balls, Max the mischievous kitten who loved to pounce, and Coco, the parrot who couldn't stop singing silly songs. They were all excited to meet Fifi. Bella barked happily. "Hi, Fifi. Come play with us." Max jumped up with his toy mouse and squeaked, "It's so much fun. Come on." But Fifi turned her nose up and said, "Play? Oh no. No. I cannot possibly roll on the grass or chase a ball. What if I get my bow dirty? I am a lady. I am here only for pampering." Daisy whispered to Minnie. "Oh dear, she doesn't know what she's missing." Minnie nodded. "We have to show her that playing can be glamorous too." So they decided to give Fifi the most fabulous spa treatment first, hoping to soften her up. They filled a shiny pink tub with bubbly water, sprinkled in rose petals, and gave Fifi a warm bath. Fifi closed her eyes and sighed happily. "Ah, this is more like it. Now, this is what I call living." Minnie brushed her fur until it sparkled, and Daisy polished her little shoes. When Fifi looked in the mirror, she twirled and said, "Perfect, simply perfect. Now I am ready for my photo shoot." Minnie giggled. "Oh, Fifi, you look amazing, but there's something even more fun waiting for you." Fifi tilted her head. "Fun? What do you mean?" "What do you mean?" Just then, Bella rolled in with a ball that bounced across the room and landed right in front of Fifi. Without thinking, Fifi pounced on it, and oh, my goodness, she started chasing it across the floor. Daisy gasped. "Did you see that?" She played. Fifi quickly stopped, stood tall, and said, Oh, I was only making sure the ball didn't scuff the floor. But the pets giggled because they had seen her tail wagging. Later, Minnie and Daisy organized a bow parade, where all the pets wore silly bows and marched around the hotel. Fifi at first refused, saying, "A parade? How uncouth." But when Minnie showed her the sparkliest, most glittery bow of all, Fifi's eyes lit up. "Well, perhaps I could lead the parade," she said proudly. And so she did, strutting with her little nose high. But as the pets cheered, something magical happened. Fifi started smiling. She wagged her tail, then trotted faster, and before long, she was actually skipping alongside the other pets. She looked so happy that Minnie whispered, "See, Daisy, she's finally having fun." But the biggest surprise came in the afternoon when Daisy set up a special game called Bow Treasure Hunt. The pets had to search the hotel garden for little shiny bows, hidden under leaves behind rocks, and even in the birdhouse. Bella zoomed around, sniffing them out. Max climbed high to find one in a tree, and Coco, the parrot, kept squawking clues. At first, Fifi sat on the porch, saying, "Oh, treasure hunts are for common pets. I shall stay here." But then she noticed a golden bow sparkling under a bush nearby. She couldn't resist. She tiptoed over, carefully moved the leaves with her paw, and found it. Her eyes sparkled brighter than the bow itself. She wagged her tail, picked it up, and shouted, "I found one! I found one!" All the pets cheered, and Fifi laughed a real laugh. Not a polite giggle, but a happy, playful laugh. From that moment on, she joined the game fully, running, jumping, and forgetting all about being too fancy. By the end of the day, Fifi was rolling on the grass with Bella, playing chase with Max, and singing along with Coco. Her bow was a little messy, her fur was a little ruffled, but her heart was fuller than ever before. Minnie and Daisy watched from the porch, smiling proudly. Minnie said, "Looks like we found the real Fifi today." Daisy nodded. Yes, a fancy Pooch who finally learned that fun is the fanciest thing of all. When Fifi's owner came to pick her up, they were surprised to see her running around with the other pets. "Fifi!" they exclaimed. "You're so lively and playful." Fifi wagged her tail and barked happily. She didn't care if her bow was crooked or her fur was messy, because she had discovered that being herself was even more glamorous than being fancy. Minnie and Daisy waved goodbye, and Minnie said, "Come back soon, Fifi. We'll have more fun waiting for you." Fifi winked and replied, "Don't worry, I wouldn't miss it for the world." And so, at Minnie's Bow-Toons Pet Hotel, every pet, no matter how fancy or simple, learned that the best kind of sparkle comes from laughter, friendship, and play. And kids, that's the secret Minnie and Daisy want to share with you, too. Never be too fancy to have fun, because playing with friends is what makes life truly magical. And remember, if you enjoyed this story and want to hear more magical adventures, don't forget to subscribe to Giggle-Toons, where every day is full of bows, fun, and laughter made just for you.